All right, let's dive right into a story from Morgan Housel's brilliant book, The Psychology of Money. It's a story that pretty much proves that wealth has way less to do with how smart you are and everything to do with how you behave. So, our story starts with a tale of two guys, total opposites on the financial ladder. On one hand, you've got Ronald Reed, a humble janitor and gas station attendant. On the other, Richard Fusconi, a Harvard-educated top executive at Merrill Lynch. Now here's the twist. One of them ended up a secret multimillionaire who left $8 million to charity when he died. The other one? He declared bankruptcy. So who do you think was who? The guy with the fancy degree or the guy with the broom? I know, it sounds crazy, but it was the janitor. He quietly built a massive fortune by living a simple life and just patiently investing his modest savings. The high-flying executive? He got swept up in debt and this constant need for more, and he lost everything in the 2008 financial crisis. And this is the whole point, really. Their story shows us that financial success isn't some hard science. It's not about complex formulas. It's a soft skill where how you behave with money is so much more important than what you know about it. So that brings us to our first big idea. No one is crazy. It sounds a little weird, but it just means that our financial choices, which might look totally insane to someone else, actually make perfect sense when you consider our own personal history with money. You know, we all like to think we're being rational, but our view of money is shaped by this tiny, tiny sliver of the world we've personally seen. We aren't guided by some textbook. We're running on the software our own life has installed in our brains. And this just illustrates the point perfectly. I mean, think about it. If you were born in 1970, you grew up watching the stock market just explode. But if you were born just 20 years earlier, you saw it go basically nowhere. Two people, equally smart, can walk away with a totally different, deeply held belief about how investing works. So the next time you see someone make a financial choice that seems absolutely nuts to you, like buying lottery tickets when they're broke, just remember this. They aren't crazy. They're just playing a different game. A game that was shaped by a completely different past. Okay, so our personal history shapes our decisions, but our actual outcomes, well, they're also shaped by these two powerful, invisible forces we almost never account for: luck and risk. I mean, take Bill Gates. For sure, the guy is a genius, and he worked incredibly hard, but his whole journey was ignited by this one-in-a-million stroke of pure luck. He just happened to go to one of the only high schools in the world that had a computer back in 1968. But luck has this evil twin called risk. Gates's best friend, Kent Evans, was just as brilliant, just as ambitious. They were going to conquer the world together. But Kent experienced a tragic one-in-a-million risk. He died in a mountaineering accident before they even graduated. It's the same force, same magnitude, just pointed in the opposite direction. But here's the thing. Even if you manage to somehow navigate the wild currents of luck and risk, there's an internal danger that can bring the whole thing crashing down. Take this number, $100 million. That was the net worth of Rajat Gupta, the former CEO of McKinsey. I mean, this guy was at the absolute pinnacle of success. He had everything you could want, but he threw it all away by committing insider trading. So why? It came down to social comparison. He was surrounded by billionaires, and next to them, he felt poor. He had no sense of enough. The goalpost kept moving, pushing him to risk everything he had and needed for something he absolutely didn't. So if getting rich can be derailed by bad luck or even your own ego, what's the most reliable way to build wealth? Well, the secret isn't being a genius, and it's not about taking huge risks. It's actually something much simpler and way less obvious. Just look at this number, $81.5 billion. It's a huge figure. Yeah, but the truly staggering part is when Warren Buffett earned it. Believe it or not, that's the amount of his wealth he earned after his 65th birthday. It means the overwhelming majority of his fortune wasn't built on some single brilliant decision. It was built on one simple, powerful force working its magic over decades. Sure, Buffett is a fantastic investor, but his real superpower isn't just his skill, it's that he started investing when he was just 10 years old, and he simply never stopped. He gave his investments more than 75 years to compound. That's the secret. But that magic of compounding, where your money starts making money for you, it only works if you can survive. You have to be able to stick around through the tough times without getting wiped out or being forced to give up. Staying in the game is so much more important than making huge, flashy gains that risk everything. And this is a super important distinction. The skills that help you get wealthy are often the complete opposite of the skills that help you stay wealthy. Getting rich takes optimism, it takes risk. Staying rich, that takes humility and a healthy dose of paranoia. So if the goal isn't just more, and the secret isn't just being a genius, then what are we all working for? What's the ultimate prize that money can actually buy? Well, decades of psychological research have found this universal truth about happiness. It's not a bigger salary or a fancier car. The single most powerful driver of well-being is simply having control over your own life. And that is money's greatest power. It isn't the stuff you can buy. It's the ability to buy back your own time. It's the freedom to wake up in the morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. That right there is the highest form of wealth. And that brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. If the ultimate goal of money is freedom, what does that freedom actually look like for you? Answering that question honestly might just be the most important financial decision you ever make.